This is the Big O Show.
Alrighty, yes sir. Welcome aboard. Time to have some fun. As you can tell, I
Our
just got
fearless
here.
leader has arrived.
Yes, I just got here finally. Damn it. So we are here. We're finally here at the at Craig's Inns, Acura, Pembroke Pines. I got to tell you, there's a couple things I can't stand in life. One, don't mess with my family. Two, don't mess with my dogs. And three, don't mess with my job. And I don't like, I don't even like missing work. I was on a streak, I remember about 20-something years at the station where, and my job period, where I think I'd missed 4 days in like 25 years or something, 26 years. And two of them were for the birth of my daughter. And so you know, that's, to me, you know, that's kind of how serious I take work. And when I got this traffic jam today, man, was I pissed, because I normally go through Chrome to get here to come through. That way I don't have to deal with the turnpike stuff in the morning and all that. And it's a mission to just get to the turnpike when you live out west. So it was one of those that I normally come with no problem behind the scenes through Chrome Avenue and come through Pines. And I pop in for 10 years. Now, this is the 10th year that we've been doing this. For like 10 years, I've been popping in through here with no problem. And today was the day where we had a problem. And, well,
Chrome is one of those roads when it's flowing, it's great. But when there's a problem, any incident, man, it's horrible.
yeah, it's, well, it was worse when it was one lane. Now at least it's two.
Right.
Now it's a lot better than it used to be.
Oh,
but
yeah.
still, it was like, this was my first jam that I've had in Chrome in 10 years. It hasn't ever happened to me, actually. Coming to work, I've always been, you know, kind of fortunate that when I come here, I've always had the easy way of coming in through the backside of it. And it was just one of those deals where, man, that pissed me off. That's all I can tell you. It was pissing me off as we were headed this way.
I totally dig the YouTube Live from the phone.
Yes.
And that is you guys.
Yeah.
You guys giving us thumbs up. You guys subscribing. That's why we're able to do that. You guys, thank you.
Yeah, that's right. We could not do that without you guys. I could not do the live one. Well, we do on YouTube, but you could do it this way, like on the broadcast. But like live from your phone, you need to have a certain amount of subscribers. And we're going to be using that feature a lot more coming up. So that was just something that we needed.
On the
that was
fly.
part of it.
And that's the first time we've done that, right?
Yes, that was the first time
Nice
I'd done
job by you, brother.
it. Yeah, because when we had crossed 1,000, it wasn't allowing us right away. I guess it had to take a while till it was registered, and then it allowed it. So yeah, so we are here finally. Well,
You know what you could do? I got an idea. You're going to talk like an auctioneer and double up your speech pattern and basically get the 2 hours in one. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I could. Go FedEx style. Go the FedEx style guy. Yeah, I remember that, the FedEx guy. Whatever happened to that guy? That was a hell of a little shtick he had going on.
What was it? The micro cars, the little cars. That guy that's like the fastest talker in the world. Remember, he did the commercials for the little micro cars.
Oh yeah. I'm just getting a text here now again for another shift on Mad Dog. So I don't know if I can do it or not. I gotta check my concert schedule. It's very important to check your concert schedule if you're ever gonna do something, because you know there are priorities in life, and music, my dogs, and obviously my family first. You know, not in that order specifically, but yeah, something along those lines.
Got a new one on the list we'll be seeing tomorrow in our Miami.
Yes, I was talking about that on the video on the way here.
I saw that, yeah.
I was mentioning,
Little Van Halen, little Judas Priest.
yeah. In fact, I'm talking right now for you soccer fans out there. We're going to have Will Trapp on today at 1:30. All right, I think we're going to try to get Will Trapp on, so that'll be fun. We'll have a little Inter Miami player joining us, at 1:30. You know, I was gonna call the Marlins and ask about, hey, can we get a Marlin player? But I don't want to do that now because I don't want to put them through the Astros hell, because then I got to ask them Astros questions, and that's a bunch of young guys that are starting off their careers that have nothing to do with this. They're barely been in the league, and I'm going to start asking. I just like, you know what, man? You know what? We'll aim for Marlins next week. We're going to be at a couple spring training games, okay? So we got the schedule out, but we're waiting for the okay, and then we'll give you the exact dates that we're going to be out at spring training.
Haven't gotten the all clear, huh?
No, not yet. No, well, they asked me first to pick the games, and so I picked the games that we can be out there for, because we have some commitments also, like Thursdays and Fridays, and so I had to kind of work it around, and I got to see what was available, and so I think I picked three, pretty decent games.
No doubt.
Half decent games.
I don't
right?
know that you could have picked a better group.
Yeah, so we'll see. Whatever. It's all good in the hood, as they say. So we're out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines, having some fun. We'll be out here till about 11, close to noon now. Normally it's 11, but we got to get our show in here and talk about all kinds of things. Today is going to be one hell of a day because of this traffic jam. This has completely, changed everything that we do. We might end up starting a little later over at Hialeah Park. Something tells me that's probably going to be the case. But anyway.
We could do whatever we want, right?
Yes.
That's the thing. That's the beauty of this.
Yes. It is the beauty of it, no doubt. Although we have to be on before 1:30 because we got Will Trapp on. So it's so we're kind of pressured.
So, okay, because of people joining us, so we could get you guys that info. We gotta
So if
work within those parameters.
Definitely, I would. I want to start getting some of the Inter. We got Inter coming on. We got Marlins. We cover both. We will talk about both, just like we'll talk hockey and let me get into a little hockey. All right, because last night Panthers lose 6-2. Hey, look, you can't play the Devils every night. All right? And one of the things that I was telling folks when they were winning, I pointed out that they were beating a lot of bad teams during that stretch. Now, they're winning, no, but look at what they're doing. They're beating a lot of bad teams. When they play good teams, did you open up the damn shirt, you loser? Anyway, so when you see what they're doing, they're really an incredibly underachieving team. And Bobrovsky yesterday, it was unacceptable, dude. Unacceptable. Nice, huh? Dry fit style. Yeah. Got this yesterday in
our first my first Inter Miami shirt.
There you go. Got this yesterday at Caneswear because we're going out to the game tomorrow for Inter Miami and Philadelphia, the first ever game. And I also picked my season tickets because I got my tickets with three buddies, and I picked my 4 games. I got the Seattle Sounders game. But anyway, let me get back to this stuff. Isn't that a freaking cool shirt?
It is awesome. Is this an away game or a home game? Because I know you want to go
to It's an away game.
The Seattle game?
No, this game.
Okay, no, I know this one.
No. These are all home
games.
When
you said, I know you want to go to Seattle. I'm
yeah.
Did you get
Seattle,
crazy?
Portland.
Did you get crazy and get an away game?
Yeah.
We're flying to Seattle.
I got to tell you something.
Hey, that's the way you work, man.
I'm a little disappointed. We don't have a home game against Portland this year. Portland does not come to town, and that was the game when I picked yesterday my first game. Like the guy that had the first pick, it was 4 of us, right? I ended up with the 4th pick in the draft, so I ended up with 4 and 5 on the snake.
The serpentine, it's okay like that.
Yeah. It was okay because I ended up picking Seattle on Friday, August 28th against the Seattle Sounders. That's going to be a hell of a game. And then I picked Wednesday, the 27th, against FC Cincinnati. And then I got also July 23rd against Atlanta Union. That's going to be a huge game. And then August 8th against a classic, the DC United. So those are my 4 games that I ended up picking. I'm looking forward to. But that shirt is badass. That's a bad. They have several badass shirts over at Caneswear. So if you want to get your Inter Miami stuff, go there. All right, let's get back into the Panthers. Last night, Panthers lost 6-2, and this is why I've been picking on Bob for a while now. Okay, because I'm the first guy to point out, this guy ain't living up to snuff, right? And now it's kind of, taking a life of its own now. Everybody, I don't even know if you can pull it up, but I tweeted it out yesterday. The announcers because yesterday the game was not on Fox. So you didn't have the hometown coverage. It was on the NHL channel. So you had NBC covering it. And you had the guys there that were objective, and they could openly rip. You can't expect hometown announcers to be ripping Bobrovsky, okay? I'll do it, right? I can do it. I can go after talent, all that. They can't do it on the local station, obviously, because they've got a broadcast with skirts on over there at QAM and 790. So They can't do those kind of things because, the wimpy whiner will then come after them and say, no, don't. I'm wimpy whiner. Please don't. So anyway, I've been telling you for a while, these guys are frauds. And Dale Talon's been a fraud. Let's just call it like we see it here. 10 years and nothing. The guys produced nothing. So you picked a couple good players. I get it. But what have you done collectively? Nothing. And this is, you know what I love about some of this hockey coverage is, no, they're still 5 points behind this team and 2 points behind this team for that playoff spot. They play that game. What the hell do you think this Panther team is doing if they get in the playoffs? Seriously. Come on. And yesterday they have a team meeting. Oh, the infamous team meeting. Come on, man. Who the hell are you kidding? Those team meetings don't do anything whatsoever. And look, I'm not here to go after Coach Quenneville. I'm not here to go after the players. Bobrovsky is the guy I'm definitely going after. And you took $70 million, right? You wanted to be the stud, high-paid goaltender, right? Because if you want my services, I'm going to cost this much. And this team desperately needed a great goaltender. And they haven't found it yet. Because he's not a great goaltender. He might have been in Columbus, but I'm talking about, it's the same thing as Dale Talon. Dude, I don't want to hear about what you did with the Blackhawks anymore. It's a decade. It's 10 years you've been on the job. Now, how long does it take to rebuild the program? 10 years. You realize that by the time Quenneville takes over after 9, this team should have been freaking loaded, ready to go, and then the Stanley Cup coach takes you over the top. The Stanley Cup coach doesn't have the defense, and certainly doesn't have the goaltender. And who do we blame this on? It's 10 years. You switch coaches. You switch players. 10 years. Who's the guy that's the same in the last 10 years? Dale Talon. Right? That's why the new hashtag is hashtag WTF Talon. Okay? Because that's what it should be right now. We should be hashtagging what the F Talon. I mean, serious. Come on, man. It's 10 years. And you get that performance again last night. 6-2. Yeah, and some of you out there, well, you know, they beat the Devils. How can you feel good about beating the Devils? Do you know who the Devils are? Because they suck. And I can pull it up and pull up their record, pull up their games for you if you want. And I'll show you what I mean. Even when they were winning, they were beating bad teams. You know, that little streak that they were on? Go look at that streak. It's a lot of mediocre teams in that streak.
Red Wings are the third worst in the East,
and they got like
with 52 points.
Didn't they get like 2 wins against sorry teams during that stretch?
You know what? Think about this. We're what, 4 or 5 games better than them. That's it, and they're at the bottom.
Right.
So what does that put us? We're at the bottom, man.
Telling you, this is not a good franchise right now. Yeah, they got some players that we all love. And I hear Barkov at the end of the game, well, we got to play better and all that. That's, you know, that's all talk, man. That's cheap talk. That doesn't mean anything. And Barkov's a great player. I love Barkov, but it's not enough. And Barkov, to a certain extent, isn't selfish enough. Let's see. And to me, that becomes the bigger issue with the Panthers, is that what do you do from here? Because think about this. Think about how difficult this situation is. You need to turn this team around. Well, wait a minute. How do you turn it around if you don't have the right guy to turn it around? Guy's been at it for 10 years. So in that streak, is Chicago a good team right now?
I think they're middle of the road, if I'm not mistaken.
How about Detroit? How about the Kings?
Detroit is at the bottom, the very last.
Detroit?
32 points.
The Kings? I mean, these are all bad teams.
Well, I'm looking at some of the scores. They lost to us 5-3, 5-4-3, not 6-5, but 5-0, 5-2, 7-4, 6-3.
Yeah, no.
They're getting smoked.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that even when they were winning, they had a couple quality wins, but they were fattening it up with poor teams. You know, they've got a road schedule coming up now. Edmonton's a good team on Saturday, but then they play San Jose. That sucks. They play Anaheim. That's terrible. They play the Kings again that we just talked about. Terrible. Vegas is good. And then they play a mediocre Arizona team. Now, they're all road games, so it makes it a little harder for them, but they're playing against bad teams. And they've kind of been stuck. You know what they're doing? They're doing a lot what the Dolphins did for many years. They were good enough to beat like the bad teams, but they never really beat the good teams. And that's why they were kind of stuck in the middle. And they would win their 6, 7, 8, 9 games, you know, that kind of stuff. And that's what the Panthers kind of seem to me. That's why I laugh when people want to, like, try to talk it up. Well, no, they can, they can still make the playoffs. And what hope do you have with this team? Remember, we had this conversation. I'm not exactly sure if it was George Richards or Ian Margol or even David Dwork that we were talking about, well, you know, they still have plenty of time to turn it around. And then I forgot which one of them I told, wait a minute. So we're expecting them to completely change their entire character of who they are this first half of the season into the next half? I have a hard time believing that. And guess what? A month A month later, we're still in the same spot because you can't change. You are what you are. This team has been soft for a long time. This team has had bad defense for a long time. And even though you changed the goalie, you've had poor play at that spot for a long time. They're wired this way. And Q was supposed to kind of change all of that. Well, I guess he's not the miracle worker we thought he could be. And in the end, I'm not going to blame Q because he's only been here 1 year. And while Bobrovsky is an incredible disappointment, the guy got to go after his talent. It's 10 years. And let me ask you something. If you've got to turn the team around again next year and make changes, who the hell says Dale Talon's the guy to do it now? In a sport where they change coaches like they change underwears, it's amazing to me that Dale Talon's lasted 10 years. And you know why? Well, you see what he did in Chicago. Jimmy Johnson won those championships in Dallas, and he did nothing for the Dolphins. And I don't care that Bill Parcells won championships with the Giants. He did nothing for the Dolphins. It's happened a couple times, right? Different sports. We get the guy that has this track record from somewhere else, but he doesn't bring it. Pat Riley did, but not these guys. Now, Pat's a little different. Pat was the coach and then became the president, even though he was always the president and the coach. But what I mean is he first coached it all up, established the culture, then stepped back, and everybody else kind of then followed what he left, what he set. But everybody else, all these other guys, they come with these reputations. And, brother, it's 10 years.
When you say 10 years, I got to say, I had no idea. I figured at the most 6 or 7, man. Yeah, this is unacceptable, man. A decade.
I'm watching that game, and you know, you get tired of them breaking your heart. You know what I mean? And I want them to win, and those owners, man, they spend. I mean, it reminds me a lot of Huizenga. It does, because Huizenga went and got Jimmy. Huizenga got Parcells. Huizenga got Saban. You need a bubble? We'll build you a bubble. You need this? You need that? He built everything.
Dave Dombrowski.
Yeah, anything. Yeah, but I don't. But that was successful. I mean, this is not. This is the comparison. So it's just one of those things where you look at what they're doing. They tried everything. You wanted the great GM, they brought him. You wanted the great coach, they brought him. You wanted the great goaltender, they brought him. I mean, what more can the owners do? What more could Wayne do? Rest in peace. The man tried. It just never worked out every time. Jimmy never made you special. Tuna came in to coast. Saban wasn't the right fit for the NFL. But it wasn't like you didn't want Saban, I didn't want. We all wanted Saban. We all wanted Parcells, and we all wanted Jimmy. Okay? I mean, it's not. We can't be hypocrites here. We all thought those were like, wham, home run hires. And it's the same thing. Wow, Panthers got Dale Talon. Well, that was 10 years ago. Can you imagine if Pat Riley takes over the Heat and he says, I've got a dream of a parade down Biscayne Boulevard, and the man makes the playoffs maybe 3 times in 10 years? Because I believe if they make it this year, look at it. Look it up. I believe it's 10 years for the Panthers. I mean, I believe it's 3 times in his 10-year tenure. A league that allows more than half of its teams in the playoffs, you can only make it 3 times out of 10 years, and I'm giving you the third one this year. I think it might be only 2, and if he doesn't make it this year, I mean, 2 or 3, what the hell? What's the difference? What the hell's the difference? You're an utter failure. I mean, it's got to be, if I'm Viola and Sifu, man, I am freaking livid right now. I am so pissed. I am sitting there in front of Dale going, what the F, Talon? Brother, I give you everything you need to win. I should have stayed with the bean counters going with the analytics. We should have kept your ass in check. Who knows? Maybe the analytics thing started bad, but maybe it ends up good. I do know this so far, by giving Dale Talon full control, it has not worked out. And again, I can't complain about it, neither can anybody else. We all thought that Dale Talon hiring was home run.
You are absolutely correct. If they make the playoffs, if they make it this year, it'll be number 3. Horrible. In 25 years, 5 playoff appearances.
Yeah.
That is a horrible ratio.
Yeah.
20% of the time you make the playoffs.
Yeah, no, it's been a terrible franchise.
It's the total opposite of the Heat.
Yeah,
He's been in the playoffs, 23 out of 26 or 27?
All Riley does is make the playoffs. Like the parade didn't come for a while with Riley.
I'm going to blame Michael Jordan.
No, but what I'm saying is we never complained because you saw the winning. There was playoffs every year. They were going to Eastern Conference. You saw it was Michael Jordan. You saw a kidney ailment.
Constant moves.
There was
constant moves.
Yeah, and he turned over the team, and he kept going, and finally broke through with Wade, and then the rest is history, and you got a couple championships. But you were winning divisions.
It wasn't – look, we didn't win championships because of lack of effort. There was effort, constant.
No, but there was winning.
Yeah.
There was winning. Okay? All right? Winning. And serious winning. I mean, the Panthers, when they make the playoffs, it's just like they're happy to be there and they get their asses spanked and sent home in the first round. That's what's going to happen this year if they happen to sneak in. Just like all the other years. This isn't the Stanley Cup year or anything, that one year that we keep living off of. I mean, it has to get to a point, if you're Vinny Viola and Doug Sifu, and you have to say, well, Dale, brother, we've given you everything, man. What more do we have to do here? I don't know what Viola and Sifu have to prove anymore. I really don't. They do everything for this franchise. I'm telling you, it is so Huizenga. It's amazing. And we can't pick on them because Talon and Quenneville and Bobrovsky look like no-brainer moves. And they're not working out. But somebody's got to pay the price. And I don't know if you need to dump half the team or something. But I do know this. I got to say, Dale Talon's not the guy to do it. Not anymore. I mean, how do you trust Dale Talon anymore at this point? You cannot say you trust Dale Talon anymore. You can't. I'm sorry. To me, all they are is, they're an expansion. They're just a little above the expansion teams that are happy to make a playoff spot and they'll get spanked or something. This is nothing special of a team. There's nothing to this team. There's no toughness. There's no edge. There's no grit. There's no consistency. There's no desperation. And I've told you this in the past. One of the mistakes that we're seeing now is they paid all these guys way too early. Way too early. They didn't earn this money. And as much as I got to blame Talon for most of this, we could say whatever we want about these young guys. They don't take over games. They're not ultimate. As Barkov is an incredible player, but in order for this team to take the next step, Barkov would have to become a lot more greedy, a lot more selfish, and start to take over games if he can. But it's not in his DNA. He's not that guy. And so he's a great two-way player, but he is not a great offensive threat. You know what I mean? And if maybe you do need that on this team. Maybe you got to find a guy that is, a Sidney Crosby type. Maybe that's what they need on this team. Maybe they need an ultimate alpha dog that is like super nasty. I don't know. I'm kind of we definitely know that even if they get that, they still can't stop anybody. So it just there's so many needs. The problem is that Dale Talon right now has proven over and over and over again he's not the guy to do it. I mean,
can I compound our playoff misery, bro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Of our 5 appearances, other than that one magical season when we went all the way to the Stanley Cup,
yeah,
we have been bounced in the first round the other 4.
I know. That's what I said.
Okay.
That's all they are. They're barely above expansion, happy to be there, and get spanked and sent home. That's all. And that's what those guys will do. They make the playoffs. They'll just be happy to be there, and they're going to get spanked and sent home because they're not beating any of the top teams in a 7-game series. No way, dude. They don't have it. I said it a while ago, and I'll keep saying it. The season's over for the Panthers already. I know who they are. They don't have the heart and the character that you need and the grit you need to make any kind of run in the playoffs.
You've been saying that since December, man.
Yeah, of course, because it's obvious. It's obvious who they are already at this point. Sad, man. It's really, really sad, really frustrating.
I can't imagine being an owner, man, because they have tried. They really have tried.
Yeah, it's now the owners have to get together and decide, do we move forward with Dale Talon in 2020-21?
Oh, let me ask you. We're 10 days out. We looked it up yesterday. February 24th, 4 p.m. is the trade deadline. Do you do something, man, to try to improve? And it's bottom line. You got to get better on defense.
Well,
bottom line.
I think you might have to do something, but you have to tell Dale, like, here's your last gasp, dude. The question is, do you trade something that's valuable down the line and trying to fix something now
that looks broken anyway?
Yes. Yes.
All you're doing is putting a Band-Aid on it, so to speak.
I doubt it's going to end up like the trade of Ugetha Urbina that helped, but I'm not necessarily convinced you might have won the title anyway without Ugetha Urbina, because you might have gotten somebody else to get a couple of those saves because you had somebody else doing it too at that year. But you gave up Adrian Gonzalez, who became a hell of a player. But because you won the title, it kind of, okay, what are we talking about here? What kind of a move are we talking about with the Panthers? Do you lose a quality young guy down the line because you're desperately trying to fix a defense? And if it doesn't end up in a deep run or a Stanley Cup, and that defensive player is just kind of a rental,
it's not worth trying. It's not worth trying to get whatever crumbs you're going to get this year, because it is crumbs.
Right, and that's my point. And so that's where I would be very wary. And I got to tell you something. I know it sounds blasphemous because of what he did in Chicago. And whip out the violins already, please.
Yeah, that was 1,300 miles away, and like you said, 10 years ago.
It's like, but, you got to well, it is Dale Talon. Dude, I'm just at a point now. Why should we give Dale Talon the benefit of any doubt whatsoever? All we should do right now is doubt Dale Talon. Okay?
You know what's crazy? The run of people that you mentioned, that they were good, Saban, Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, when we got Jimmy Johnson, that was like Louis Chaffel and Billy Cunningham back with the Heat, and it's like, man, we're going to get a championship. We're going to get a championship with that guy.
Yeah.
And, man, we're snake bitten. It isn't from a lack of ownership trying and getting the guy. We've gotten the guy.
Yeah, you've gotten the guy.
You failed.
You think that's the guy.
The only guy that's panned out is Riley, man.
Right.
That's pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, Riley and Dombrowski. Because Dombrowski won 2 titles. So
yeah, that turnover 97 team to 203 man, yeah, that was all him.
He was amazing in putting together 2 different championship teams and one in the middle of desperation when he was leaving, and yet he still made the best trades possible, which were sick to be able to pull that off, what he was able to do. I mean, that is just so impressive. What do we got here on the chat board? Ian from Brooklyn says, good day, fellas. Make sure you take care of the lovely ladies in our lives today and every day, always. Ronald,
happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
That's right. Ronald Del Vega says, hello, Big O. Hello, Ronald. And don't forget to give us the thumbs up while you're watching the show. We always appreciate you all for watching and supporting the show as always. Remember, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. We're out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines, the finest dealership in the business, baby. They've got it going on right now. The ILX 209, the TLX 249, RDX 339, MDX 349, only $29.99. Do it signing plus tax tag and registration, folks. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you they're going to take care of you at the finest dealership in the business. It is at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you. Larry Schlossberg, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, Michael Dugans. I mean, so many great guys out here, and women, of course. We'll take care of you at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
Plus tax, tag title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET. On 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Yes, it is. All right, welcome back. We will be out here for about another hour at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines. We'll take you here and we'll have some fun at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. It is a President's Day weekend. They have got monumental savings right now at Craig Zinn's. They've got a lot of certified pre-owned vehicles. They've got some beautiful new vehicles all over the place. Hundreds and hundreds of cars on the lot. So you can pick the car you want, the color you want, the model you want, the style you want. So come on down here to Craig Zinn's, Acura Pembroke Pines, folks. Trust me, they are going to take care of you. Good people, and make sure you tell them that Big O sent you because they know how to get it done. Yesterday, we got to get a little bit into this Astros mess because on my way to work yesterday, they were starting the press conferences and the owner and everybody else. And obviously, Jim Crane, the owner, is an absolute disaster. He made it a farce yesterday. Before we get to Crane, let's hear from the players first and foremost. First of all, Jose Altuve, he wanted to apologize. Let's hear first his apology before we go into the locker room, because I got to get into the one also in the locker room. But first, Altuve on being apologetic here.
Whole Astros organization and the team feel bad about what happened in 2017, and our team is determined to move forward, to play with intensity, and to bring back a championship to Houston in 2020.
Now, when you listen to Altuve, I just want him to know that he keeps mentioning about winning a championship in 2020. It's almost like, hey, we're dead set on trying to win a championship so we can justify 2017. And if you win a championship, that does not justify 2017. Okay? There's already a lawsuit from one player because of 2017, and that's the reason why these guys aren't talking also, and they're not being as specific. Although, to their credit, they were a little bit more open once they got into the locker room. Can you play the second Altuve soundbite there? Play it for me.
I'm not gonna say to you that it was good. It was wrong. We feel bad. We feel remorse. Like I said, the impact in our fans, the impact in the game. I guarantee you, this is not gonna happen again. Yes, we made a mistake. We did what we did, but that doesn't make us a bad person. We're gonna learn from this, and we're gonna move forward.
Nobody say you're saying you're bad people. You just cheated, and you did something wrong, and they're only sorry that they got caught. That's all it is, and that's what you can tell. And there's still much more to dig up here, and that's the problem that I think Jim Crane and the Astros. I still don't think, and baseball, I don't think they understand this. There's going to be reporters are not going to stop digging because a lot of people around baseball don't believe the Astros are really remorseful. They're really just kind of going through the motions right now because they have to. Can you imagine if they stood there just defiant and didn't want to talk about it and said, no, there's nothing to talk about. We won. It's over. We did it the right. I mean, that's the only other extreme you could go to after this one. And this is why this entire mess is going to fester. And maybe the best thing you did was to tear that scab off completely, but you didn't. Maybe what you needed to do was really thoroughly investigate, go after the players, tell the players union, no matter how strong they are, you got to say, hey, we got to eliminate this, okay? Because there was a lot of people involved, and we need to go after these people and set an example. Because baseball doesn't need this. It's already a dying sport as it is. You know what I mean? And that's why, to me, when you listen to Jim Crane yesterday, all right, and let's hear from the Astros owner, Jim Crane, because this was absolutely classic.
Our opinion is, that this didn't impact the game. We had a good team. We won the World Series, and we'll leave it at that.
You say you feel like this didn't impact the game, and what do you mean by that?
I didn't say it didn't impact the game. Basically, as the commissioner said in his report, he's not going to go backwards. It's hard to determine how it impacted the game, if it impacted the game, and that's where we're going to leave it.
Of course you're going to leave it like that because you're full of crap. Jim Crane is an embarrassment, brother. Wow. You needed Harvey Green in a big time. If Harvey Green is there, the old PR guy for the Dolphins, Jim Crane doesn't sound nearly as dumb. Jim Crane comes out of there sounding a hell of a lot better and more competent. Well, that's if he would have listened to Harvey Green. Harvey made it tough on us as we were chasing the players and the coaches and trying to get answers, but he was doing his job in a big-time way for his own team. And he needed a Harvey Green at that moment, okay? And let me tell you something. The way Crane mishandled all of this, yeah, of course, and then with the commissioner's not going to go backwards, that's because the commissioner's in the same damn boat. His backward-ass thinking mind also wants to sweep everything under the rug like this is going to go away. This is the age of electronics. It's not going to go away. More proof will come up. More video, more audio, more witnesses, more, let's say, players coming forward. Maybe some of them will put their names on it. It's not going to stop here, man. And they're going to start digging to find out how many other teams might be doing this. Maybe not to the same extreme or the same type of, format, but one way or another they're doing it. There's got to be, it cannot be only the Astros. I mean, that's why what they're doing and mishandling all of this, and everybody's walking away with a sour taste in their mouth going, these guys are full of crap. And they're lying. And while, you listen to Alex Bregman, first of all, play Alex Bregman, the first cut. Let's hear it.
I'm really sorry about the choices that were made by my team, by the organization, and by me. We as a team are totally focused on moving forward to the 2020 season. Thank you.
Right? That's the one out in public to everybody, right? Now they get them in the locker room, and he's a little bit more honest.
Baseball players are human beings, and human beings make mistakes, and I'm sorry for all the choices that we made as a team, as an organization, myself.
Now, again, I think we all want more clarity to all of this because you're very general in what we did and this and that, and we broke the rules, and no, you cheated. You lied. You deceived your opponents. You cheated the game of baseball. You have set a terrible example, which, by the way, the league is also setting a terrible example by all of this because they're basically telling kids you can cheat and get away with it. Because that's what the Astros did. They cheated and they got away with it. And more people are disgusted by the Astros' actions that now more and more people want them stripped of that title. Which, again, can you blame anybody for thinking like that? Whether you agree or disagree. You know, at first I was like, stripping them of the title. But as time goes on, to me, they're like, that's the only thing that makes sense now. Because if you're not going to suspend the players, if you're not going to fine them heavily, if you're not going to, do something, well, then you got to penalize them another way. And by vacating that title, that all of a sudden makes it an incredibly serious punishment. Because now, even if you want to say, well, we won the 2019. No, you didn't, actually. That was vacated. There's no winner there. Well, but no, there's no we. You didn't win it. They took it away from you guys. You lost it. You can say all you want, but you didn't because you're cheaters. And I know that they've got to live with this now forever. And forever we're all going to look at the Astros and say, nah, you didn't win that title. Nobody's going to respect you for that title. So I know that they have to live with a little bit of a personal hell. Okay? But you kind of needed it also in the record books. I think once you take it out of those record books, it becomes, for lack of a better term, official. And when you see what went on back in 94 when we had the strike and we lost, obviously, the game between, well, not the game, but we think we were going to get a great series between the Yankees and the Expos if it went the way it's supposed to. And we missed out on that one. So you would miss out on another World Series. This one vacated. The other one for a strike, this one because you had to vacate it. It's not a good look for a league. And this is a league that has lost fan bases because of the strike, lost a part of the fan base because of the steroids, lost the fan base because of how boring the game is nowadays. And now you're going to lose it because of this scandal. And they don't have enough building block moments. They have more of the moments that is continually tearing down their sport. The good thing is most of the seam heads now, they're now willing to admit it the last couple of years. You tell a seam head baseball's, falling behind 10, 15 years ago, they laugh at you. Now they're going to, pick up on it. And eventually, when it starts to hit home on the next TV contract, when they've got to take less money. Because the numbers aren't going to go up anymore. I just don't see that. The sport doesn't have the same attendance, the same interest, it doesn't capture the imagination of young people whatsoever. It's the sport is toast. And I love it. I have no problem watching it. I really enjoy watching baseball. I love the chess match. Although now you got the 3-batter minimum now for a pitcher. So you're a guy that's a righty or a lefty specialist, and he comes in just to get that lefty. Well, you better learn how to get righties out too. Kind of a stupid rule is that, bro? You're gonna dictate where a guy that a guy has to pitch to 3 different people because you say he has to do that. Meanwhile, the manager knows that puts you at a disadvantage. Wow. These are the kind of things that go on, and this is why baseball is in the crapper. I mean, there's really no other way of putting it. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105.
You want to play that cut from Jeff
Passan?
Yes, because that's incriminating. That correlates the guy that was shooting the video.
Yes.
Connects him directly to Jim Crane.
Yes.
He's full of crap.
Yeah, because Jim Crane, apparently knows one of the gentlemen that is in his organization and knows him from another type of reputation.
Let's go back, Tony, to October of 2018. I was working at a different company then, and I got a tip that somebody from the Astros had been looking into the dugouts of both the Cleveland Indians in the Division Series and the Boston Red Sox in the Championship Series that year. I went and I looked into it, and the person's name was Kyle McLaughlin. Kyle McLaughlin had met Jim Crane at a golf club and had come to work for the Astros organization. I wrote a story that night, not just talking about how Kyle McLaughlin was pointing a cell phone into the dugouts, doing who knows what with it, but the fact that the Oakland A's, among other teams, had complained to Major League Baseball about the Houston Astros potentially cheating. Now, at that point, teams were throwing around wild accusations about each other. Every single day, a new call was coming into the commissioner's office from one team saying that another was cheating. And yet right now, Major League Baseball was looking at a situation where 2 clubs caught a guy pointing a camera in a playoff game into a dugout. Further, I had in that story that 2 players had told me that the Astros had been banging on a trash can in order to signal players at home plate. So this is back in October of 2018 that I wrote this story. The idea that Jim Crane did not know what was going on until November of 2019 simply does not hold water.
Nope, it does not. And no word if Kyle McLaughlin actually also worked for the Patriots. Because, I mean, it is,
that's awesome.
It's a possibility, it could happen.
Hey, it sounds like this guy's all about filming.
Yeah,
the Patriots are all about filming.
I think he's the guy that was filming the Bengals, too, on top of all the threat that is the Cincinnati Bengals. Kyle McLaughlin. And so, everything about this is shady at every level. And Jim Crane looks like the biggest moron out there. Justin Verlander. I love this soundbite. Some pitchers on the team will tell you, I had no idea what was going on. How come this pitcher had a completely different answer?
Showing up in 2017 and once I spent some time there, understood what was happening. I wish I had said more. Looking back, I can't go back. I can't reverse my decision. Like I said, I wish I had said more, and I didn't, and for that, I'm sorry.
So he knew, and then he wished he did more, but for that, he's sorry, and then he'll, just continue to polish up that ring. And Kate. So listen, this is something that it's just hilarious. It's how one guy says one thing and then says the other. One pitcher has no idea what was going on. Verlander knew everything about it. He just wished he did more about it. Right? You get one thing from one guy, one other thing from the other. Like completely polar opposites. Jose Altuve will tell you, No, my wife didn't want anybody to tear off my shirt and all that and be shirtless out there. And he's got vacation pics all over the place with him being shirtless. I thought Gary Sanchez from the Yankees had the line of the day. Okay? Gary Sanchez said this yesterday. He goes, so you mean to tell me Jose Altuve, in the middle of hitting the biggest home run in his life off a pitcher throwing at 7,000 miles an hour, that the one thing he's thinking about is don't tear my jersey off? Seriously. Seriously. That's what you're going to be thinking about when you hit a home, and he's right. You hit that home run, you're thinking elation, you're thinking it's the greatest moment in your life. You're jumping up and down. You're not thinking about your shirt. You're not thinking about tearing off your jersey. Hell, even if you have the device on you, you're going to forget about it and tear your jersey off. I'm joking. Obviously, he was so into not tearing his jersey, like, no, no, no. And then he goes into the dugout and comes back changed. Come on, dude. Why'd you have to change your shirt? Did you, a little too many sweaty guys tap you or something? What's the deal? I mean, come on. Gary Sanchez is like, I mean, I didn't think about that until he said that, and it's so true. Like, what? You're thinking of celebrating at that moment. You can't wait to jump into that home plate with your teammates. That's the greatest moment in your life, dude. You're not going to have a better sporting moment in your life than that one right there when you hit that home run off that pitcher in that game, and then you've got your teammates waiting for you at home plate to celebrate with you. That's the ultimate high in baseball. And the first thing you're going to do is hold your shirt and say, yo, don't mess with my shirt. Don't. And if the Astro players, notice how when they asked about the oh, no, we didn't wear, and you see they didn't find any proof. That doesn't mean just because incompetent baseball can't find the specific proof, that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Incompetent baseball didn't find out about this because they didn't find out about this until a player ratted you out. So it's not like incompetent baseball was actually going after you, was investigating it, knew about it, had an inkling, had anything. No. If it's not for Mike Fiers, all right, Mike, I didn't start the fires, but you did, Mike. And there you go. If it's not for him, baseball doesn't do anything. And then when they have this in their lap, they still do nothing. So they fire a couple. They take the easy way out by firing the general managers and a manager. I'm sorry, managers and general manager. That's the easy way out. The hard way out is to truly investigate, expose, go after the players' union, drag it out, make it ugly, but get the truth out. Instead, let's sweep the truth under the rug. Let's hide it. Let's continue. This is football and Ray Rice. We're going to suspend them for 2 games. That's what we do in this league. Oh, video comes out. He knocked her out. It wasn't a he said, she said. Here's the video. He knocks her out and spits on her. Oh, now it's 12. Oh, I see. So now you got busted. So listen, baseball, you don't want to do your investigation? Don't do it, my man. All good. These reporters, these writers, trust me, they're going to do it for you. Players that were involved or players that were affected, they're going to also gather information themselves, and they're going to tell somebody.
As a Yankee fan, that 7-game series, that's 17, our ERA at Yankee Stadium was 1. the games in Houston, those 4, our ERA was 4.
Yeah.
You tell me that there's a difference.
Oh, they had a
Jim
clear
Crane,
advantage.
you know what, Jim Crane, I hope that this pushes him and everybody at every park tears them so hard that I'm about like, you know what, man? I hope you go and find a building and jump off the building. Like you get pushed to the point that you can't deal with stuff because this is garbage.
I stopped ordering extra innings on DirecTV a few years ago, Big O. I do go to a few Oakland A's games a year, though. I get you.
You know, it's another thing.
Joe says, haven't watched a baseball game from start to finish in 15-plus years. Season is too long as well as game time. It's just hard to watch. Joe, that's a lot of issues for a lot of people, that it's too slow. Oh, your baseball piece is unfortunately true. The first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. Baseball has been very bad. Baseball needs an intervention. Yeah, but they don't get it. That old stodgy-ass league, they don't get it, dude. Big O, let's get consistent on what time you start. We'll try, Peter. John says, sorry about the accident, Big O. The guy hit me. The accident? The guy hit me.
Maybe this is the guy that he was in the accident, was causing all the traffic this morning. Maybe that's what it is.
No, yeah, but that's John from yesterday. That's right. He's joking that. I guess he's the one that I guess that's what it is.
If it's from John,
it's gotta be a joke,
I know
right?
that it's a joke.
Yeah, Myles Garrett is a piece of garbage. That's what Peter wants to chime in with. We'll eventually address that one because he had his interview also with Mia Kimes and
you know, it was
Mia or Mina.
Mina.
Is it Mina.
Mina Kimes.
There you go.
You know what? Realize this all came out and blah since November, and this was the production that they came up with, the rehearsed, sitting there, the little press conference.
Mm-hmm.
You know how bad that was? You've had 3 months. You know what I mean? And that was what they finished. This is our finished product here. This is how we're going to address it.
Right. Well, I mean, they weren't even ready the first day. They had to close it down and not allow anybody in so they could get their story straight, which, again, they couldn't even get their story straight. And the owner, out of all the people, was the bigger screw-up out of all of them. Now, when we come back on the other side, I'm going to tell you about something that this baseball scandal will affect here in South Florida. Okay? And it has nothing to do with the Marlins, but I'm going to tell you how it's going to affect South Florida when we start off our number, 2 almost. We're kind of already in hour 2 technically, but whatever. We do also want to remind you that the podcast is brought to you by Moody's Dental. Folks, I'm telling you, whether it's Invisalign, implants, whatever it is for all your dentistry needs, you want to go somewhere where they've got state-of-the-art equipment, where they give you service that is second to none, where the customer comes first, actually. Heck, they've even got a couple nights where they open late to like 8 o'clock at night, so some customers don't have to miss work to go to the dentist, because some people have to actually miss work, lose money, and go to the dentist, which is crazy. And they understand at Moody's Dental. You're going to love these folks. I've been going there for a while now. I've got my Invisaligns. Go to moody'sdental.com, the website. Call them 305-821-0231. They are your Invisalign and implant experts. 305-821-0231 for Moody's Dental.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodzie now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodzie can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used. 50% less. A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
Metallica, headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
All righty, we are back and ready to rock. We take you about another half hour here on the program. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can reach out to us at 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. Now, I told you that this Astros cheating scandal is going to affect us here in South Florida. Now, some of you out there are going, well, wait a minute, how the hell can this affect us? Marlins have nothing to do with this. They're young. You're not doing that, right? You're not including our baseball team, right?
How could those ripples reach us?
Right, exactly. And that's, I think, what you're thinking of, going, well, what the hell is he coming up with now? What angle is he thinking about that we haven't thought about? And I have it for you, because you as a South Florida sports fan, you've been carrying this torch for a while now. And this is one that you no longer have to carry anymore. I'm telling you. You'll never have to worry about this ever again. Are you ready for this? Okay?
Enlighten us, man.
back in 2010, we experienced something that we had never experienced before with the Miami Heat. 3 guys got together and decided that they were going to go out and win some titles. Some guy with a killer hairline said not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7. And guess what happened to the Heatles? Because, of course, that was also the label. And then they saw that celebration before any kind of win. And everybody hated them. And everybody booed them. And everybody thought that they were villains because they did what Boston did a few years before when they put together 3 guys, right? But no, the Heat can't do that. But the Heat became the hated ones, right? And LeBron had to learn to be a villain. And Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade felt the hate all over the place. And Heat fans felt the hate all over the place, right? So now the Astros are going to take that title away from you, Heat fans. You no longer have to sit there and say, man, they hated us more than anybody else. Do you know why? The Heat players weren't going to be hit with 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. And the Astro players are going to get bombarded with 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. I know Jose Altuve is going to act like the little kid, the little Mexican kid in Bad News Bears, and he's going to try to duck and try to make it hard for the pitcher to even hit him because he's so tiny. But they're going to find his ass, and they're going to pluck him. I mean, it's coming. You want hate? You think the Heat was hated? Huh? You think the Heat was the team that people couldn't stand? Oh, Lordy. Because some people said, well, the Heat is cheating. Well, they're really not cheating. They followed the rules and did everything just like the Yankees have for many years. The Astros did cheat. And there's proof, and you got players admitting it, and you got all of this going on, right? I mean, this is the case. You're going to umpires are going to have to take control of Astros games early on. They're probably going to put out warnings even before the games start, just to anticipate what is going to happen. But it's going to happen. Because I know if I'm going to roll this Chapman, well, sorry, dude. My 104-mile-an-hour fastball got away from me. Sorry about that rib. I hope they're not going for the head, but I know what's going to happen. Because it's baseball. They pluck you if you hit a home run. Can you imagine what they're going to do if you cheat? Oh, not only did you cheat, you're not even sincere about your apology on cheating. You haven't come completely clean about the cheating. You refuse to admit it because you know the consequences could be even worse. So, Heat fans, feel good now that at worst, your team will be the second most hated team of all time. Okay?
I can live with that.
Yeah. You no longer have the title of the most hated team in the history of sports.
And it's a different hate.
Okay.
We're hated just because we won.
Right.
That our guys got together
Yankee
and
hate.
won it. Yeah.
Yankee hate.
That's all.
Yankee hate. That's all it is. Yankee hate. They'll hate the Dodgers this year too. Oh, yeah, they got 7 All-Stars. They traded for Mookie Betts. Well, bro, that's in the rules. You can get mad at the Dodgers. They'll probably choke in the end because they usually do, but whatever. But if they win, they'll hate them too for that. And they'll say, well, wait a minute. The Dodgers are a walking all-star team. Well, but bro, they didn't break any rules. Yeah, that's how you can do it. Set it up. You can do it too. Just got to have the resources, of course, but you can do it too. So your Miami Heat team will not, the hate for the Heat won't even come close. That's how bad it's going to be. I don't think these Astro players are prepared for what's coming. I don't think they realize. I don't think they realize the hate they're going to get from the stands, the negativity they're going to get from the media on a consistent basis. Oh, if you're struggling, whoa. Hey, how come you weren't struggling this year in 17? And now you're struggling. Then you need Joe Namath to come in and say, I don't care about the team struggling. Struggling.
You know, I think about the actual games and their comments watching Bregman. Oh, he's like a coach and this, and he's so great and, you know, helping all the batters and stuff. Yeah, no kidding.
Right. Yeah. So that's the beauty. I mean, the hate they're going to get this year and everywhere they go is going to be brutal. What you saw from the Heat, nothing. That's kiddie play, as we would like to say, overall. Okay? Kiddie play is what's going to go on there.
I hope that they all get, absolutely bombarded.
Oh, they
and
will.
They want to go in their house and pull the shades and want to not be anywhere.
You don't have to hope, Bill.
No,
it's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
They deserve it.
It's coming. That's already set in stone. And they pissed more people off by not being men about the whole thing. And let me tell you something. Nobody pissed them off more than the owner. That's the part that if I'm a player, I'm like, holy crap, this guy represents us. Wow. And I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that they got, a bunch of people hate the owner as it is already on that team. And like, he's not really a liked owner as it is. And the way he carried himself, how clueless he was, how ignorant he was, how defiant he was, all that did was piss everybody else off. And remember, baseball is the sport that has writers that say, no, Hank Aaron, you're not 100%. No, Derek Jeter, you're not 100%. Nah, I'm not putting Cal Ripken in 100%. You know, that's baseball. Baseball is a sport that if you hit a home run, they got to pluck the next guy that comes up after you because they're a bunch of kids. Or the next time you come around and maybe they don't see you for 4 weeks, but that pitcher remembers that you hit a home run off him and he wants to hit you, which is like the dumbest thing there is in the world. Strike his ass out, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. Strike him out and then laugh at him after you strike him out. Have some fun with it. Nothing wrong with that. Really amazing. Let's see what we got here on the chat board going on. Oh, Book of Love. You are going back there, bud. Yes, I am. Well, I figured it was 2 shirts today, okay, in my closet. 2 concert shirts for today. The Red Romantics shirt or Book of Love. Now, I wore the Romantics one maybe 9 months ago or something like that. I had not worn this Book of Love shirt yet. Okay? So I figured, all right, let's break it in. Let's bring out the Book of Love. It's Valentine's Day, right? I mean, those are 2 appropriate shirts. If I showed up with Romantics and red, it's a red shirt romantics.
I see where you're going. I like that correlation there, buddy.
Valentine's Day. So
nice work on your part.
So I said, hey, Book of Love instead. So that's kind of the angle that I went with. It's Valentine's Day. And when you have enough concert shirts that can kind of go with almost any kind of mood, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we went with Book of Love. You're good that you get it, Dougie Fresh. I don't know how many people out there even know Book of Love. Okay? Seriously. I don't know how many of you out there. Most of you out there might have not even, well, you know what? I'm always wearing a concert shirt, so you must have thought this was a concert shirt. I shouldn't say that. Because I'm wondering,
that's an easy thing to surmise.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Come on.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm not wearing like a sports shirt, it'll be a concert shirt for sure, always.
Well, we're not stretching anything here.
Yeah. No. So, yeah, there you go. That's why I went with Book of Love. Pretty boys and pretty girls. Jess, Tubular Bells. Those are Book of Love songs. Let's see. What else do we have here? Big O, did you ever hear Alec Baldwin's failed attempt at radio talk? Very funny and embarrassing. Look it up. Are you talking about Alec Baldwin's? No, I don't. I don't remember that actually. No, I was actually almost thinking about something else. Lucky the Bookie says, "Oh." Peter says, "Lucky, you're on fire. I need another pick for tonight." Lucky says, "Soon." So Lucky the Bookie will have a pick for us soon. Big O, Astros won in 2017. I'm guessing they cheated in 18 and 19 as well. Maybe. You might be right, my friend.
This situation.
And Peter also says to get John some horny goat weed for tonight. Okay. Get me some too.
All righty then.
A little goat weed. That'll get you going.
The way it sounds, what we've gotten so far from the Red Sox scandal.
Yeah, that doesn't look like it's
This sounds even worse because they actually went and used the video room right next to their office.
Everything that we're saying is they're not going to get anything because they did not do it. Apparently, the Sox are pretty sure that they're not guilty whatsoever. So, don't know where you saw it, but
Alex Cora? Yeah, really?
That's what, apparently that's what they say. That
sure.
That they didn't do it and they're not going to get busted for anything whatsoever.
That's funny because they saw people and they were like, yeah, the guy was in the video room for sure. They saw him walking down the hall, going next door.
Yeah, but if it's one guy, but I don't know if it was the team doing it. I don't know. I don't know what the
with Alex Cora involved. What do you think?
But supposedly the reports are that the Red Sox aren't really involved. You're a Yankee fan, so the fan in you is coming out. You have no objectivity. That's the problem.
No, I just know what Alex Cora is and does.
It could be.
He's
It could be Cora, but it may not be anybody else. I don't know. Cora might have been involved in other things, but you never know if it was the whole team. Supposedly, they feel really good about it. They're pretty confident the way they're talking about it. If they knew they were guilty, I don't think they would be talking as confident as they are right now. They are talking like they are.
Well, considering what they did to the Astros, I mean, are the Red Sox really all that worried about it? We got a championship, and look what they did to the Astros.
Oh, no,
Shame
no.
on you. What's the big deal?
No, but if they do have proof and you do end up getting caught, it makes you look even worse, like Palmeiro, when you're waving your little finger at Congress and then you are guilty. So right now, the Sox are sounding a lot like Palmeiro. The question is, will they look like Palmeiro when it's in the end? Because by now, you should know that in this electronic age, if you're just guilty, bro, just admit it already. Just say, I screwed up. It's my mistake. It was my moment of weakness. Whatever it was, we're all human, man. We're all going to make mistakes. But the last thing you do is stay defiant and say, no, I'm not, and I am super, innocent and all that, and then you're guilty as hell. That's the worst thing you can do. I mean, we're all right with you admitting, I screwed up, I did this, I did that, and you just thoroughly apologize and just show contrition. We're good with that, man. We'll give you a break. America's pretty good with that overall. But when you start to be defiant about it and you pull the Lance Armstrongs and you pull the, what was the other loser?
Pete Rose.
No, the other loser from UM recently. The baseball player, the other loser.
Ryan Braun?
Ryan Braun. You know, you start pulling that stuff, it makes you look. Palmeiro, Braun, and Armstrong did it, and they never recovered from it. And they never will, by the way. Those guys, that's the one you can't apologize for. Have you noticed? You ever notice that? Like, Armstrong then came back after that and tried to, and bro, we buried him. We buried his ass. Ryan Braun, after he did that, we buried his ass. Pete Rose, we buried his ass. Michael Vick electrocutes a bunch of dogs, goes to jail, says he's sorry profusely, goes out and proves it. We've embraced him. Jason Giambi cried, I'm sorry, I did it wrong, boom, boom, boom. We embraced him. Mark McGuire, defiant, we casted him aside. We've never re-embraced Mark McGuire again. We didn't embrace Sammy Sosa. He lied about steroids. He lied about dyeing his skin. You know, what can I tell you? Don't lie. Once you've done the lie, don't follow it up with another lie.
Like we were taught when we were kids. When you lie, you have to lie again. And every lie compounds it. It makes it bigger.
Well, the cover-up
gets
is
larger.
Worse. It's actually the cover-up is worse than the crime. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But
you just compound it and make it bigger. What is the problem? Whatever size, you make it bigger.
We dump your ass. I mean, we leave you right there in the street, bro. You're done. You're cooked. Now you screw up. And you come out and you admit that you screwed up and say, hey, man, I'm really sorry. This was terrible on my part. There was no excuse. I apologize to this person, that person, this group, this team, whatever it is that you insulted. And then you go about to fix that issue. We embrace you, man. You know why? We're all going to be in that same spot at one point or another. We're all going to screw up. I mean, there's only a couple of Tim Tebows and Russell Wilsons in the world. I'm sorry. There's only a couple of those guys. That's it. Outside of that, the rest of us, we're all screw-ups, man. I'm a screw-up. Bill's a screw-up. We're all screw-ups. We're all going to make those mistakes, but you cannot be defiant about the mistake. That's when you're done. That's when we know, there's no hope for this guy. There's no hope for this woman. Hey, AB. AB's been defiant. He's still defiant. And we will bury him. That's how it is in this society. If you're not truly, actually honest about your mistake, we will see it. We will expose it, and then that's the worst part about it. So it's up to the Astros. It really is.
Whatever happens to these people, man, good for them. I hope it's horrible. I hope they never are able to live this down. This is their attitude, the way they carried on at that press conference yesterday. It's just so condescending, man. It's garbage.
Peter goes, let me tell you about Mike Monaco. He goes, we went out one night and had no money. He had no money. Oh, I bought all his drinks. After every drink I bought, I left the bartender a tip. I caught him changing the tip amount. These guys are killing everybody. Killing each other.
Wow.
Michael Alec Baldwin's SNL Sweaty Balls is hilarious. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Michael. Now, what made you want to come up with Sweaty Balls? Huh? I mean, I am out here broadcasting. I could be a little Alec Baldwin right now.
You know, that was like a Christmas time skit. You know that?
Yes.
And it's Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
You know, it not even the right time.
Yeah, well, there's balls involved in Valentine's too. Let's see. Dougie Fresh says, "Oh, the shaggy defense wasn't me. Never works." That's right. Michael, sweaty balls. My bad. That's right. Yeah. You can't say sweaty balls. Yeah, you got to go sweaty. Of course. What's wrong with you, Michael? You're gonna, if you're gonna chime in with this kind of stuff, you gotta bring some accuracy to the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? I love it. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program as we take you for, about a couple more minutes, and then we got to wrap it up and race our asses over to Hialeah Park. Hey, the good thing is you don't have to wait for a cart this time, Bill. No more waiting for carts now for you. So there you go. As we grow.
You know what? That might save me 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Roughly. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
This is a good thing, man.
Yes, it is.
And I'm going to tell you what.
Every day we grow is a good thing.
We got I was going to say that we got the Rolls Royce of carts, not the Cadillac.
No,
we got the Rolls Royce.
Let's phrase it the right way, Bill. We got the NSX of carts.
I like the way you think, man. That orange one in there.
We have a yellow
seriously,
NSX.
You've told them it's worth coming down here to go take a look at that car.
Just at that NSX. That's it,
man.
That's it. Now you'll be pissed because you can't drive it off the lot unless you can afford it, but you'll love it because that thing is just absolutely phenomenal. And it is, by the way, President's Day weekend. They've got monumental savings going on right now at 15601 Pines Boulevard. They've got all kinds of stuff going on. The ILX is $209. The TLX is $249. The RDX $339. The MDX $349. This is why you want to get on down here. $29.99. Do it signing plus tax tag and registration, folks. So come on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines, and tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you they will take care of you here at the finest dealership. There is no better Acura dealership in the world than right here, Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. No?
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million, whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Act now. Home values are ticking up. Don't put off making a move any longer. Call Michael Kodsey now at Choice Mortgage Bank, 561-441-2730, while mortgage interest rates are still at historical lows. Call now to get pre-approved and buy your dream home. If you're currently paying over $800 a month for rent, call 561-441-2730 now before interest rates go up. Down payments as low as 3.5%. Veterans may qualify for no money down. If you own a home, but you're upside down, Michael Kodsey can help. If you're being denied by your bank or your loan process is taking too long, call 561-441-2730. Act now while fixed rates are still under 3.5%. Offices in Boca and Boynton Beach. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. Equal housing lender. NMLS 122081.
Plus tax, tech title. It includes $8.99 dealer fee on approved credit. Offers end 11/10/19.
Over 1,500 Toyotas are on the ground, and truckloads of new 2020 Toyotas just keep on coming. To eliminate all 2019 models, Toyota of Hollywood is holding the ultimate 2019 model year changeover event. Make us an offer, any offer, and you can buy a Toyota at up to 50% less than their original MSRP when new and used.
50% less.
A pre-owned 2019 RAV4, not $30,000, $19,775. A pre-owned 2019 Camry LE, not $26,000, $17,775. A pre-owned 2019 Corolla LE, not $22,000, $12,775. Pay up to 50% less at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer, based on total retail sales of new Toyotas in the Southeast region for 2014 to 2018 per SET, on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
The world's biggest band is coming twice. Metallica. Headlining the Welcome to Rockville Music Festival. 2 different nights, 2 different sets. The weekend of May 8th through the 10th. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com for all information. Get your tickets on sale right now. The one, the only Metallica. Go to welcometorockvillefestival.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
This is the Big O Show.
Let's see. We got some stuff here to talk about. One of the things that did you guys you've noticed, right, that in Hollywood they have no creativity. They bring back Hawaii Five-0, and they bring back MacGyver, and they bring back one show after another, one movie after another. Let's remake Narnia. Let's remake this. Let's remake that.
I see The Invisible Man.
Right, exactly. Yeah, The Invisible Man is back now, right? So Emilio Estevez has now put on the skates again because Disney has released their first images of Emilio and the rest of the cast for Mighty Ducks, the TV series. Estevez now, they show him holding the hockey stick. It says filming is already underway for the 10-episode TV series, which Disney says is set in present-day Minnesota and features the Mighty Ducks as an ultra-competitive powerhouse youth hockey program. Emilio's going to reprise his role as Coach Bombay and guide a ragtag group of misfits as they discover the joys of playing for the love of the game. In other words, it's pretty much the same plot as the 90s movie. Starring alongside Emilio is Gilmore Girls star Lauren Graham and rising child actor Brandon Noon. And like any good hockey production, it's being filmed in Canada. Unfortunately for Mighty Ducks fans, Goldberg isn't getting in the reboot. He's kind of busy with rehab. I don't know if you guys saw what Goldberg's in. Goldberg looks terrible. We did that story the other day with Goldberg, and that guy doesn't even look anywhere near what he used to look like. I mean, really, the story with Goldberg is really bad. You got to go back and listen to our podcast a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. We did the story on we even show you the pictures of Goldberg.
I think it was 8 days ago. I think we were at Toyota of Hollywood when you mentioned that.
There you go.
And that was the previous week.
Yeah. Really, really bad, man. You got to check it out. It's sad, actually, how bad it is. But, I mean, you've got no creativity. You got to bring back the Mighty Ducks TV show. It's everything has got to be repeated. You can't come up with anything new on your own. It's crazy. At least with, like Disney doing with Star Wars, with The Mandalorian, okay, at least you're branching off into something new off of the storyline, which is cool. Okay, I get that. That's fine. But, I mean, come on. Be at least a little creative. Emilio Estevez at this point, and the poor guy, I mean, I know he's not getting a lot of work, so this kind of helps him out too, so I can't deny the man a check. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably paying a nice chunk of change for those episodes because if you're going to have a Mighty Ducks, you got to have at least an Emilio Estevez there. The kids are all adults now or crack addicts, whichever one you want. So it's hard to bring those guys back. I mean, Goldberg at this point, that would be pretty tough to put between the pipes. Why? Because he'd be smoking the pipes.
Smoking on a pipe.
Yeah, he's smoking the pipe. Yeah, that's the problem there. Not good when you're thinking of smoking a pipe and not playing between them. The other thing that I wanted to mention before we wrap it up, and I hate to wrap it up on a sour note, but we here on this show, we at least for me over the last 30 years, I've had the pleasure of interviewing one Herald reporter after another. Every week we have a Herald reporter on in Michelle Kaufman doing our Inter-Miami reports. We did a little baseball the other day with a Herald reporter.
Jordan McPherson.
Yes, Jordan McPherson. George Richards comes on. He's with The Athletic, used to be with the Miami Herald. Andre Fernandez with The Athletic, used to be with the Miami Herald. I'm not sure if you guys saw the story, but the McClatchy newspapers, the parent company of the Miami Herald, has formally announced yesterday that it is filing for bankruptcy and handing control to a hedge fund. The news isn't a surprise to a company's workers. Last year, McClatchy announced that it didn't have nearly enough money to pay out the pensions it owes to former employees. The company seemingly had few options left besides bankruptcy. The news is frightening for all its workers. All the same, local media suffers in the sake of industry challenges. Communities suffer. Polarization grows. Civic connections fray. And borrowing costs rise for local governments. They're moving with speed and focus to benefit on all stakeholders and our communities. CEO Craig Foreman told the AP today, Foreman has cut budgets and personnel while receiving a 7-figure salary and personal housing stipends. Company employees don't quite share Foreman's rosy views. Herald employees, for example, have privately worried for weeks the new rounds of layoffs might happen. Last month, the paper abruptly shuttered its printing plant in Doral and laid off more than 70 workers, having opened the plant only 8 years ago. More slashing will likely continue, provided a court approves McClatchy's Chapter 11 bankruptcy request. The company's new owner will be McClatchy's largest shareholder, the hedge fund Chatham Asset Management. The news is simply bad for the company's journalists. Private equity companies in recent years have decimated the news industry. Another hedge fund, Alden Global Capital, has bought up massive stakes in newspaper chains, including the nation's second largest digital first media and /staffs. Despite still turning a profit, Alden has admitted that its plan in some cases was to make money from the real estate some legacy newspapers still own rather than from the company's journalism. It's unclear how Chatham plans to make money from taking over McClatchy's 30 newspapers, okay? And it owes $530 million in pension benefits alone. At the same time, McClatchy still owes more than $700 million in debt from the $4.5 billion the company paid to buy competing newspaper chains from Knight Ridder in 2006. A move, by the way, widely considered one of the most disastrous financial choices in the history of the news industry. So I say this with a heavy heart because I know that a lot of my friends in the media have already lost jobs, are out of work right now. There are a lot of really good media members that are out of work, and there's more that are going to lose their jobs because of this. I mean, the Herald's already down to only a few writers. The sports page is held up by only a couple of writers. My God, Barry Jackson writes like 10 articles a day. Michelle Kaufman, during the Super Bowl, they had her like all over the place. It's crazy, man. And look, a guy like Greg Cody will be fine because he's latched on with Le Batard, so he's probably earning a check there. I don't know how much, but he's probably getting something there. But a lot of the other writers, They don't have those options on the electronic side. And not that the electronic side is any kind of great shakes. I mean, look at Intercom. They don't even have enough money to run those stations. I mean, if you notice, half the time they're off the air. There's all kinds of screw-ups. Their equipment doesn't work. They don't have parts to replace anything that breaks in that place. You know that? Like 560 and 790 in these stations in Intercom, all of their work is done in their home base. It's not even done in this town. All their promotions are run from headquarters. Everything they do is from headquarters. They are eliminating their people and their connection to local. That's why I think we are growing and why we're going to take some other steps in the future that you're going to notice, because there is no local connection anymore. We're losing it. And you know what? I'm dead set on keeping it and trying to maintain it and grow with it and adjust and do what they can do. Get the proper support from you all, get the right sponsors, and, you know, we can do our thing instead and do it the right way with a local angle. We're going to do that. You'll see. You're going to watch this thing grow shortly. There's a bunch of things that we got planned. But I read that story, and it breaks my heart, man, because there's a lot of really good people that are going to lose their jobs. They do a really, really good job, and the direction that we're headed in, it's a direction where they're trying to not educate our kids about history, to make them smarter so they understand things so it doesn't repeat, limiting the media so we're dumb and we can't think for ourselves, and we don't have people that are objectively covering things, whether it's sports or politics or news or anything else. It's a dangerous direction that we're headed in this country. Very dangerous direction that we're headed in this country, and it's a shame. And this is part of the problem, okay? Because there's a lot of really good media members that we need in this world, okay? That they take pride in covering things on an objective basis. It's a shame. Real shame. All right. We got to wrap it up here on the program. We thank all of you out there, as always, for keeping it locked. We're going to be back shortly. We're going to try to be on by 1:30 over at Hialeah Park. It won't be easy, but we'll try to get it all done for you. As always, we thank Larry Schlossberg and all the great people out here. Don't forget, it is President's Day weekend. They've got monumental savings going on right now. So come on out here, get a new vehicle, get a certified pre-owned vehicle. If you buy that NSX in the showroom, please come back here and pick me up on Friday for a ride. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the least you can do for your boy here, all right? The ILX 209, TLX 249, RDX 339, NDX 349, only $29.99 do it signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. Tell them that Big O sent you, and I promise you they're going to take care of you out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right, we thank Bill. We thank John. We're not done yet. We got a few more hours to go. We are headed down to Hialeah Park. We'll see you down there by around 1:30. We should be on rocking and rolling. Be good out there.
See you in a few.